Hi everyone, so I'm back with another video and I hope you are having a great Friday. So this is a eco lifestyle inspired home and I included CC, which I actually do have a lot of CC in my game, but I try to steer clear of it because not everyone has the same CC. But with this one, I've included all of the CC that I used in this build down in the description box. Now, I did have to move a few things around because I couldn't find the location of that specific item that I used in the build. So I did not include that in the list of things, but I did add in substitutions for those and just opted not to use them in the end, although those items are not seen in the build. Sorry about that. This eco lifestyle inspired home ends up being around 100,000 simoleons, and I think that's okay considering what the end result looks like. If you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed the end result, please let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of that good stuff. So as you can see by the time of this video, it is a little bit longer than my average speed build, but I hope you enjoy it anyway. Let's get into it. Okay, I am so excited to show this and for it to be seen in a speed build kind of way because I don't think I could have done this on stream. It took so long. I think I did this in about 2 parts, and you're gonna be able to see it because I put a transition in between the two, and I don't know what I was thinking. I put in some like dummy furniture towards the end, and it's just random stuff so I can see what my vision was for the actual build, and that way when I came back to work on it, you know, I wouldn't be as lost as I could have been if I didn't do that. With this one, I was kind of thinking like I usually do with like very clean, very sleek, not too much things, but it is a lot of clutter in this. And I feel like having CC in my game and actually being able to use it in this build kind of enabled me to use a lot of clutter and a lot of CC, and I'm starting to fall in love with debug, and I don't think that that's healthy for me only because I'm starting to use it a lot and I spend most of my time looking through debug trying to be like, you know, can I use this plant, or I'll just set it out on the line and just let it sit there, and if I feel like, you know, if I feel it towards the end of the build, I'll put it in there. But if I don't, I'm like, I can find a place and I just sit it somewhere. And for this one, thank goodness I didn't do that for this, but I do end up putting a lot of debug objects for the landscaping, and then I end up using some of the things for kitchen clutter. I don't think I used it anywhere else as much as I think I did, but I do end up using a lot of clutter for this. I went kind of crazy for the landscaping, and usually I would be taking a step back for that, but for this one it definitely worked, and I'm very happy with the turnout of it and everything. So with this, I love this, the wood paneling. I do that on that side, and then I do it in that second floor. Perfect. I was thinking about doing it right there, but it would have been so cool if we had them so we could do like half walls, kind of like the rest of that lining is, but I couldn't, so I just took that away and I just ended up putting back that wall right there. But I think it looks so good, and I love the blue. I was feeling eco lifestyle for this. I definitely was, and I don't know why, but I feel like I'm going to do a lot more eco lifestyle inspired builds. Not the container homes, because I noticed I don't have the creativity for that. Which I'm saying that now, and then just because I said it, I'm probably going to go back and try to do it just because. And will it turn out right? No. Will I still attempt it? Maybe. But I think that the architecture for eco lifestyle, its whole vibe down there is just so amazing. But I wanted to kind of placed this outside of it because it kind of looks like, when I look at it, it kind of looks like that lounge that's right next to Tails End in Brittleton Bay. It's called Club Coleco, I think. I don't know how to pronounce the last part, so that's probably not it. But it kind of looks like that with the lighter colors, and I really wanted to make sure that I kept in that lighter color feel. I didn't want to put any harsh things like the fence. I don't know why I didn't look at actual fences, but I saw this one in Debug and I was like, I gotta have it. I tried to use one of the darker fences for that and it just wasn't going. So I'm glad I ended up on this. The whole thing just looks so nice. Like the entire build, like the actual build, is very modern, very clean. But then I go into the fence and that looks very rustic. So it's like a cute kind of contrast to it. I don't use that car, so I don't know why I put it there. I just know I wanted a car. I end up swapping that out for a white convertible type car. And I place it right there. I don't know if that looks good. Probably not, but I liked it. And I think it was a nice touch. Where I put these plants overhead, it's like a carport. And I don't know why, but I've been feeling carports. So I'm pretty sure I'll add that in a bunch of my other builds as well. But for this one, I added a platform I added a platform over the top, and then I just cut out some of it and then put the blue flooring on top of that. It actually looks really nice. It looks like it's always been there. And I think that it just adds a perfect detail to it. I don't know why I've never thought of doing that before, but I'm glad I did, because I don't know why, but I couldn't picture this house without the carport. Like, just look at it. I don't know why I'm hyping my own build up, but I actually really do like it. Now, the walkway from the door was kind of hard to navigate. I was thinking about putting some terrain tools for a second, and I just kept messing with that, so I cut the footage off from that one. But I used a lot of terrain tools trying to make it look very, going into the world from the build lot, and it wasn't working, so I just opted to put down some cement tiles. And then I put terrain tools in between so I can add a lot of greenery, a lot of landscaping, and it definitely worked out. But now I'm working on the floor plan, and I have that small hallway. I think that's an excellent addition to any build. I've seen it so many times, and I definitely wanted to add it for this one. But I add in a longer hallway within the main portion of the house, and it's just to like section it off, because that where the bigger space is, that's the living room, and seeing all of those doors and walkways and stuff, it just wasn't giving. So I added in a hallway, and then just one big type of archway. Now I added in these two ovens with the stovetop. I don't know if they work. That's not good building on my part, and I apologize in advance, but it looked nice. So you can definitely, see if it works, but I did use those. So if it doesn't, I'll definitely check it out before I upload it onto the gallery. But and I'll probably just take out one of the ovens or substitute the side counters for smaller counters to see if that'll work or not. But I'll play test it right after I get done doing this, before I go ahead and upload it onto the gallery. And mentioning, this will definitely be on the gallery. Once again, you do have to put on the checkbox for including custom content, because this does include custom content. And the link to all of the custom content items are in the description box. So please, definitely do not be discouraged of downloading this build into your game. Just make sure you have all of the CC items in your mods folder. And I think it turned out so great. I don't know why, but I was looking at a few of the wallpapers for the kitchen, and none of them were speaking to me. Like, I don't know why. It may just be me. Tell me if this is me. But when I'm building and when I'm furnishing a house, if none of the items truly speak to me on a interior design or kind of spiritual level, then I won't put it in. I won't put it in my build. So the only thing that was speaking to me was the wallpaper, which you'll see I put in, but that was the only thing that was speaking to me, with the brick and the clear wallpaper at the top. It was so beautiful. I had to have it in the game, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So that's why this started out as a custom content kind of build, because I found that wallpaper and I was like, well, if I'm going to use custom content, I might as well just go all in. And I do. I tried to keep the list kind of small though, because I didn't want everyone to have to download so many things. But I think I think it looks good, and it was the right amount. I definitely delete a few things within the build after, when I was going through to look at what items I did include in the build. But looking at what it was, I mean, I had to use some kind of custom content, so I just finalized on the ones that I did use, and I linked them all in the description box again. You can see I'm starting to go in on the landscaping, and I really didn't know what direction I wanted to go in. You see I have a bunch of like grass kind of tile parts in there, and I don't end up using them, but I really didn't know where I wanted to go. But then I realized, like, this is kind of an eco lifestyle inspired build, and with that it's very sustainable, you know, all about plant life and all that good stuff. So I was like, I might as well just go all in. And you can see I definitely went in on like the smaller back, it's not even a backyard, but the side yard kind of a jig that I got going on there. And I put in a lot more plants in between the stone kind of walkway area. I put in a lot of plants right there. And then I have a small kind of patio. And I don't know why, but I did not expect to have a patio right there. I don't know what I was thinking about putting there, but I found the table and I was like, bingo, that's the one that I'm using. So I ended up putting a patio area with a barbecue. There's a lot of things to do within this home, and I'm very happy about that, because sometimes I forget some of the skill things that, you know, you want your Sims to be able to do things while they're home, not just, you know, shower and sleep and all that good stuff. But I do add in a bunch of the activities that came with Eco Lifestyle, like the Fizz Station, and I think there's a few other things I can't remember right now, but up in that second floor, I made it so that it's just an activity room, and there was only 3 things, and it kind of functions as an activity room and a storage room. So, I mean, you have the ability to change it to whatever, but I just wanted to add in a few things where they could make their own like fizz drinks and stuff, because I have some of those debug items in the kitchen, so I figured might as well, you know, go along with it. And I have, once again, the honeybees, which I never truly use. I don't know why, but I keep forgetting that we have bees in the game. And there's like, you can garden and all that good stuff. So it's a lot of stuff to do in the build. Now I'm working on a living room, and I'm so proud of it. It's so beautiful. I don't know why, but this is probably one of the best living room concepts that I've come up with. And yeah, it took me a little bit of time, and it does require CC. And I think that doesn't speak to my level of building, but it speaks to the Sims and EA for creation style and what, you know, possibilities you can make with the Sims. And also it speaks to the level of creativity that modders and CC creators have, because I didn't think that I was going to be able to make a, you know, living room like this, and it's so beautiful. I was thinking about putting in a bunch of dark wood floors, and I settled the entire build is kind of in a lighter kind of area, and that includes the bathrooms and everything. And I figured, like, by now, I've kind of been talking for a while now, And I think a lot of the time I kind of shy back because I'm like, I'm rambling at this point. Like, girl, you're rambling. And I just keep going. But you can see there's a clip between the plant and the wall. And I fixed that in the end. Like I usually do, I go through and make sure that there aren't any obvious clips or anything that I missed. And so I fix all of that. So no need to fret. But I do kind of go crazy with the amount of decorations that I put in. And you can see I'm just on the decorations kind of category, and I'm just going crazy. I'm just putting stuff everywhere. And I love the CC things that I found. Most of these I've had for a while, and I never truly used them because I don't know why. I kind of like Maxis and how they've, the art form is. So kind of using any other CC that doesn't match kind of the Maxis style doesn't really fit my personal interests or personal taste. But now I'm kind of growing out of it, and I've noticed that I've been limiting myself. Now that I'm using a lot of CC and a lot of things like that, I've noticed there's so many options, like with The Sims. Now, there was always options with The Sims, but the fact that you can use CC and there's a lot of other different wallpapers that amazing people have came up with. I know this is the second time that I've been talking about CC, but it's like a door has opened in my life and I feel the need to tell the world. But with this, I try a lot of different stuff with the kitchen, and I kind of finalized, once I didn't look at the kitchen again because if I could have messed with that kitchen so many times. So when I found a perfect spot, and I was like, never going back to that one. I do try to put in a lot of curtains, or just put in some curtains in general, because usually I forget. Like in my last apartment, I forgot, but I do play with platforms for this, so it's kind of, I don't even know what they call it, but it's like a little pit, a sofa pit or whatever, and I put that there. Hopefully they can walk around it or something. I actually don't know, and hopefully I figure that out before I post this on the gallery. But for this living room, I was kind of thinking very calm, not too much going on as I proceed to put everything in this home. But I don't know, I've seen a lot of things because I went on Pinterest where I usually get my inspiration, and there was so many options. There's so many things. So I think this kitchen and the living room is kind of inspired by a bunch of different styles that I've seen on Pinterest. But I'm kind of excited to hear what people think of it, because when I'm looking at something, I'm like, oh, this looks so nice. And when someone else looks at it, they're like, oh, that's nice, but I don't know why you did that. And so it'll make me think, I'm all about constructive criticism and everything. It's the tech in me. And you can see that I did kind of start my framework. I had to step away because I didn't know if that was truly what I wanted to do, but I did go back and solidify on my thoughts and put in a candle making station, the fizzing station, and the floral arrangement table. So those are 3 additional skills that you can play with if you do download this house. I've never seen those wall decorations that I just put in front of the door before. And once I found them, I was like, I like that. And so I put 2. But now I'm finished up. That was really the end for the living room. But after going from the living room, I do add in, oh, I love this. It's just like a seating, area if anyone wants to lounge there. I'm totally not sure if anyone can actually sit there, honestly. But you can use the mirror. I know that for sure. And the mirror is CC, and I love that too. But I do add in a little bit more light by the stairway. And then I move into this room, and I don't really have a reasoning for what I do, the things that I do, but I've noticed that this is the third build where I've used a parent's room and then a child room, and it's always been one child, and I don't hold up because this is also a one child build, but you can definitely use the bunk beds for this. There's more than enough space. I figured that this was a home for like a new set of parents, so it's just for a toddler, and I didn't put any backstory to it, but they can adopt or whatnot, and it's for a little toddler. I don't know, I didn't put any thought into like gender or anything, but it's very pink, very cutesy. There's a few toddler items in there they can play with. The dollhouse, I have the blocks right there. And then I figured they like to do arts and crafts with their child, so I do put in some arts and craft things off camera, and those are the things that I put in once I went back through and looked at everything in the build. So I do put in a lot of decoration in that room as well. And this is when I went back and solidified everything for the second floor, and I make it this orange kind of background color, and then surprise, surprise, an accent wall. And then I just put in some of those lockers that came with base game, I'm assuming. And then I add in some more windows just because I figured that, once they're up in the second floor, you can see that rooftop, and I wanted them to be able to see the rooftop. And for this, I just work solely on the parents' room and the add-on bathroom to the back of that. It's very simple. I use some CC things in this bathroom as well, and I think it's like a napkin holder and the toothbrush. But I do change that toothbrush thing out for the CC one. And I wanted to add some more things on the wall, but things weren't sticking, so I don't end up using those at all. But I do end up loving the way that this bathroom looks, and I wanted to make it so that the bathroom in here and the bathroom out there are completely different. And I succeed in that notion, but now that I'm thinking back to it, I did put in a toddler bed, and so they'd have to wash the toddler up in their bathroom because there's just a shower out in the other one. I looked back at that and I was like, girl, what were you thinking? And I already thought it, so you gotta commit sometimes. And so this was my commitment. And for this, I was very hesitant on what I wanted this to be because I thought they were very clean, very simple. Like, they didn't like a lot of things going on. So I do settle on very clean, minimalist kind of vibes here. This, for a heads up, this table I couldn't find the file for, so I changed that out, but every decoration that I put on there is the same, so there's no big issue with that. These chairs, I changed those out for Dream Home Decorator ones, which I thought suited it a little bit more because of the dark candles on that chair, but I love that chair too. And then I love this rug. I don't know why. I love everything about this build. I can't emphasize that enough. But now that we're working on this bathroom here, we are coming close to the end of this video. If you enjoyed my commentary and the build in itself, please hit the like button. That definitely helps me out. Leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. And I decided for this one to add screenshots, so there are going to be a bunch of screenshots that showcase various parts of this build. And I couldn't pass up the opportunity of just basking in the amazingness of this build. So I just look at the whole thing and it's amazing. Okay, screenshots.